I knew going into this series, being that the Chicago Bulls are just perennial fucking losers, and over the last couple of years, they just can't get it right. They just can't get right. So I have to adopt some team in the playoffs to root for. All right. This year, last couple of years, for the most part, it's been the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm an Eastern Conference guy. I usually root for teams from the Eastern Conference for the most part, dude. With some exceptions. So I've been rooting for the Bucks. I think you guys can sense that. I knew going into this series with the Brooklyn Nets that it was going to be a near impossible task. I thought in order for the Bucks to even have a shot at winning this, they would have to have their role players play at a very high clip throughout this series, above average from what their normal output is. Okay, I mean, probably something around at least 40% altogether from three, or higher. Giannis would have to dominate this series. I mean, averaging something like 35 points or better. Khris Middleton would have to shoot the ball well. I don't know exactly how many points, but he'd have to shoot the ball somewhere around 50%, 40% from three. Drew Holiday would have to step up offensively and be that X factor. Okay? Budenholzer would have to uh, come up with better schemes and uh, cut down on Giannis yakking up threes, and the Bucks would have to play better on the defensive end of the court. Don't get caught up in a scoring battle with the Brooklyn Nets because you're not going to win that. Okay. Um, when I find out that James Harden comes up lame a mere 10, 11 seconds into the game, I said to myself, this is divine providence. The Bucks might actually be able to win this series. Much to my dismay and befuddlement, the first game, Milwaukee just can't really buy baskets. Well, let me take that back. Khris Middleton misses 17 out of 23 shots from the floor. Game two was just a pure old-fashioned playoff beatdown. Curiously, in game two, the Bucks score 86 points and get blown out by 39, as much as 49. But in game three, they score exactly 86 points and come away barely with the victory. And that's not going to happen again. By that I mean the Bucks aren't going to be able to score 86 points and come away with a victory again in this series. They were very, very fortunate that Brooklyn was misfiring at this was probably their worst offensive performance of the year. And yet, with Kevin Durant misfiring, with Kyrie Irving misfiring, with Joe Harris misfiring, with KD playing as if he has, been patting Slimer from Ghostbusters for some reason. He can't keep the ball. He kept turning the ball over. The ball kept slipping out of his grip like he was, giving Slimer a hand job or something. Like I don't. That's not going to happen again. You know what I'm saying? With the Nets turn the ball over and missing so many wide open shots. KD damn near won the game again. The Bucks came out to a 20-point lead, but then fucking let the Nets get back into it. And toward the end, the Bucks were just doing stupid shit, man. I mean, just dumb shit. I saw Giannis facing up, one on one, get as close as maybe 8 or 9 feet to the basket, but then somehow, curiously, go back to the 3-point line. Why? I don't know whether or not the supposed comments, off the record comments by Kevin Durant, and guys over the past saying that he's not skilled and he wants to prove that he's not skilled. Take your big ass down low and do what you've done over the last several years that made you what you are. You're not fucking Kevin Durant. You're not fucking Kyrie Irving. You're not James Harden. You're not Bob McAdoo. Okay? You are a monster down low. Don't let these motherfuckers try to make you into something that you're not and mind fuck you into doing what they want you to do. You're not a guy that should be yakking up 9 threes, making one. Okay, if you make a couple, fine. If you want to shoot a couple a game, that's fine. But don't live out there, dude, like you're fucking Sam Playkins there. You're not. You're not Terry Mills. I don't think your name sounds anything like Derek Coleman either did. Do what you do, okay? Why is Khris Middleton taking so many shots? We're not going to win this series with Khris Middleton leading the team in shot attempts or being the top scorer. As you can see, Khris Middleton can be streaky, very streaky. Sometimes Khris Middleton can look like the world's best shooter in some games. Other games, he looked like he's forgotten how to even dribble a basketball. I saw Khris Middleton lose the basketball with no defensive pressure whatsoever. Just lost the basketball. I've seen him shoot air balls. Um, this team needs to figure out if Giannis is getting double. They need to figure out how to get other guys involved. You were doing that during the regular season. I watched these games. Why all of a sudden are these guys just standing around 3-point line now? Why aren't these guys cutting to the basket? That's their weakness. All they have is Blake Griffin. And Blake Griffin is still not the Blake Griffin of old. He can't jump over a motherfucker like he did when he jumped over Kendrick Perkins 10 years ago. Okay, yeah, he's dunked a little bit, but he's still not what he once was. Take y'all asses and the Nets have a weakness. It's their interior defense. Please take advantage of that more. Why are you guys shooting so many long threes? I don't get it with Brook Lopez. You're 7 feet tall, but yet you insist on shooting 28-foot jump shots. I don't get it. I don't understand this low IQ basketball. I do not fucking understand this shit. You don't always have to settle for a 3-point shot. Sometimes when you're open, wide open, you can take a couple of dribbles and shoot an 18, 19 footer. I know it's only 2 points, but fuck analytics. It used to be at least an easier shot. But then again, I forget, a lot of these guys don't have a mid-range shot. They just shoot threes and layups. But that's their fault. All I know is this. If you're trying to get into a scoring battle with Brooklyn, you're going to lose. And God forbid when James Harden comes back. The Bucks should have won game 3 by at least 15 points. Drew Holiday, milk carton. Forbes, where the fuck has he been this series? Last series, he looked like Seth Curry. Now he looked like Doodoo Dinkins. Where the fuck is he? Where are all these guys at? This is the third straight game that the Bucks shooters have been MIA. If the Bucks come out and score 80-something points again, they're going to fucking lose and this series is going to be over. So that's all I got to say. Tell me what you guys think.